especially this organization that stood by me throughout this whole time, throughout my battle with cancer and on the way to recovery. So yeah, it felt great, and that's the only way I can really repay the city and organization is coming out and playing as hard as I can every time I put on the jersey. So just feel really appreciative for the organization, everybody in it, from top to bottom, fans, teammates, coaches, staff, everybody. They've given me support, and it's my way to repay them.
Then he said that you guys were going to check in at halftime to see how you felt. You stay out there for a while. How do you feel you're doing as far as being able to play that many minutes?
Yeah, I definitely felt tired out there, but felt better than expected. I knew 45 would feel like a struggle, but once I got out there and started playing, I lost total thought of that. I felt good up to the 65 that I played, so I felt good, better than I thought.
Ben also said it didn't look like you missed a beat out there. For you personally, how did it feel, your timing and everything of that nature?
Yeah, definitely could have been a little bit sharper. I'm hard on myself, but I got up and down a little bit. Felt like I could have done that a little bit more. That'll come with time and as fitness gets better, but that was a good step in the right direction.
Also, just what was it like playing against that quality of opponent tonight?
A great team, a little nervous about it, being my first real test back, but I thought I handled myself well, and I thought the team did as well. The score maybe not have reflected that, but, I thought we did okay.
You guys had a lot of youth on the field at times tonight. How do you feel like you guys in a group, you on one side and Keem on the other, Griffin out there as well?
Yeah, I thought we all did well, honestly. Keem put a good, hard shift, 90 minutes, defended well, got forward, connected passes, and Griffin came in on the right side with me, and we did well on that side. Obviously he scored that goal. That was great for him and great for the team as well.
But to get my first real, minutes, more than 10 minutes on the field, and be able to bond with the players and have a chemistry with the team, it was incredible.
How'd you measure yourself against the competition all over?
I think I held my own. That's what I tried to do. I didn't want to come out right from the start and do something crazy, do a nutmeg, do a fancy move. I tried to just hold my own, get a few passes, get comfortable, but I thought it was an overall just positive and great game.
You talked about the chemistry Chris just mentioned. You guys spent some time on the same flank at times tonight. What was it like working with him?
Oh, it's great. Seeing him back in the black and red is amazing. I remember as a kid, I would watch him, and just to be able to play on that same side with him and see him make that recovery, I thought he was amazing tonight.
A friendly doesn't have meaning in terms of the MLS schedule, but for you, with this being significant minutes and the goal, how much value will you look back at this game on?
I think it's huge for me, not just to get my first goal, but it's a confidence builder. So when that first game, more than 10 minutes does come around in the MLS season or maybe something bigger, I'll be ready for it, I'll be confident, and I'll be able to maybe get another goal.
How do you feel, you kind of having to deal with the transition from playing with the U17s and coming back here? You've also had to play for Loudon sometimes. That's a lot of going back and forth with different teams. How do you feel like you're dealing with that so far?
I think the biggest part is just keeping a positive mindset, being able to adapt to anything, All three are different levels, different playing styles, but I think being able to be versatile and adapt to all three is a huge part of the game.
Ask Chris as well. There's a lot of youth on the field outside of yourself this evening with Loudon. How do you feel like you guys did as a group today?
I thought it was, like I said, we wanted to get the win, but I thought it was a positive experience for, Orlando, Shinya, those guys. I think Loudon really showed that, they can play at this level as well.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another week here at the Focus TV. We got Octavia White here, Cardell Dudley, Wilson Tarpey Jr. We got a lot to discuss this evening. Obviously, we're going to talk a little bit about how the NBA Finals, now that they start this week. We're going to also talk about how we got to the NBA Finals. WNBA season, it was opening week this past weekend. Going to talk about the Mystics and just some other news and notes or things that stood out to us from across the league. Cardell got some rapid fire for us as well. We do have a special guest, a guest that's routinely been here before in the past. Got Robert Pettis calling in to talk about season 10 of the P.I.T.S League. So with that being said, Rob, how you doing tonight?
I'm good, Wilson. How are you?
Doing well, man. So, obviously, it's a big year for you guys. 10th year. I mean, how excited are you about it? What should everybody expect?
10th year. First off, who thought we'd have made it this far? That's the first thing. You know, that's the funny part. You know, every year it's always what's going on with the P.I.T.S League, what's going on here and there. With respect, something different. Like I say, this year we got jerseys, custom jerseys for every team, something different. We got a few other surprises that we're waiting to unravel with the next couple of days, but we won't give it all out. We're doing shot clock this year, so everybody complain about shot clocks. We're doing shot clock this year.
Okay.
Longer season, a longer season, especially. So that's another plus we added this year. And we're having 2 Battle of the City games. We're trying to wrap up this series with the Brunson League, trying to go 4-0, and we're going to Cleveland, Ohio, to play against the Cleveland Ampro. We played them a couple of probably 4 or 5 years ago, and they snuck one. They snuck one, so we try to avenge that. So we're gonna go up to Cleveland and play against them. Other than that, you gotta come and check it out to see other surprises we got.
All right, Cardell.
All right, Rob. On the men's side, outside of defending champs Jay and Osmar, what are some teams we need to look out for?
Well, Jay and Osmar, they're on the verge of retiring, so they changed their name to World Class Ballers. There'll still be some of the same faces, but it's World Class Ballers now. We have Core's coming back with Ojo and Baby Shaq.
Right.
Okay. We have the team that Jay and Osmar beat the championship, Baseline. They're coming back to avenge that because they were definitely up, and it just got out of control in the second half. So they come back with a vengeance. We also have a few, probably I think 6 or 7 new teams. I think it's 6. The Museum clothing line, they'll be coming. We have Spoon Milk clothing line. A lot of stuff is basically geared towards the brands that are up and coming inside the DMV area. So a lot of those are coming out. So then it's a bunch of new faces going to happen. A bunch of new names you've never heard before. Who else? Who else we have? We have Campaign. There's a bunch of it's old faces, but just new team name. It's about 16 teams, and I can't remember all the names off my head. There's so many names. YOLO team. You have St. Mary's College B3. They're going to have a team in this year.
Okay.
Who else do we have? Sheesh, there's so many teams. I don't know. Let's talk about the girls' side. I'm going to talk about the girls' side. The girls' side is what everyone's excited about. Renee Strong is coming back. Champion for 2 sessions. They won the summer and they won the fall session. Black Lives Matter. They'll be back again. We have Team Anonymous back for a 2nd year. And then we have Bird Game. We have 4 new women teams. Lady Revolution. We have Lady Eagles. And we have a team called Sniper Game. And we have another team called Stay Strapped. So we have 4 new women teams, which is always good. Like they say women's basketball is dead and it's not, as we can see.
Mm-hmm.
The more get new teams every year. So that's a good thing. So like I say, it's a bunch of new faces, a bunch of new teams. I think it's gonna be more competitive. I think everybody wants to come out and beat Jan Arsmob, and now everybody wants to beat Renee Strong for especially after the buzzer beater that they hit to win the fall league.
Oh, man, there's never anything wrong with having teams that are going to be hunted.
Yes.
That always makes for great entertainment. All right, just once again, I know we're going to tell people quite often as the season goes on. Tell everybody where to follow you guys at online and where's the best place to go. Where's the best times to show up to make sure they catch great games in the P.I.T.S League.
Okay, the games will start at 10 a.m. The last game will be at 7:30. Hopefully, like I say, unfortunately you can't call good games. So when you have good games, the schedule the schedule gets messed up. So we're going to try to be on schedule for the last game to start at 7:30. But again, when you have good games and good teams, good competitive games, it doesn't happen that way. So first game starts at 10. The last game is scheduled for 7:30. You can find us at the P.I.T.S League on Instagram and Twitter with one T. It's the THE P.I.T.S P-I-T-S League LEAGUE on Twitter and Instagram, and then on Facebook it's the P.I.T.S League on Facebook.
All right, Rob, with so many, summer leagues that are established and so many that like to just pop up at random times, random summers or whatnot, for people who may not know about P.I.T.S League, new to the area, and just looking for some great basketball, throw out a few names that they may know, on the men's and women's side that they should, come out and check out.
Men's side, you have Del Ojo, you have Baby Shaq, you have depends on if he wants to come, but that DeMar Johnson. I know he's in the Big 3 season, but he's been a part of the pit since day one. White Chocolate, if he shows up, depends on his schedule. He's traveling all over, playing in New York, different places and doing his game. You have Aaron Campbell, who was on the infamous George Mason's team, went to the Final Four. You have a bunch of young guys that that they're just graduating, a bunch of G League players. In the past we've had NBA players, lockout year. So there's a bunch of names. If they're from the area, they step foot in the gym. For the for the men. For the women, it's so many names that people, if you're not from the area, you wouldn't know about. Kalika Francis. She went to Maryland. She was dominant in the DMV area. You have Danielle Payne. She went to Kentucky. She was dominant in her era and time period. I have a bunch of women. If you've never heard of them and you see them, be like, wow, why haven't I heard of them? But you just need to come. Point blank, like can't stress it. The motto says itself: bring your name, bring your game, bring the A game, not your name. That's that.
All right. Well, Rob.
Yesterday.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Nah, you were breaking up for a second. That's awesome. Yeah, you good now. Go ahead.
Yeah, like I say, the motto is bring your A game, not your name. That's what everybody does. You trade a name, no matter what league you play in, whatever name you have in those leagues. It don't mean nothing when you come, when you come to Largo at all. When you come to P.I.T.S League, you got to play every day, like you try to, prove yourself.
All right, man. Well, we're looking forward to season 10. Hoping you get through it.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Sounds so confident already. I'm gonna check in with you midway and see what that energy looks like. But as you guys see on screen, it's the best way to keep up with the P.I.T.S League. We're gonna have some power rankings here weekly on the Focus TV.
Yep.
Just to keep you guys updated in terms of knowing what to look ahead for. For those that play in the P.I.T.S League, we cannot wait. Yes, the power ranking is gonna be fun. Yes, someone from this show will be in the gym so those things are accurate. And we look forward to the discussion that you can have on social media if we're not having it with you. Once the power rankings go up, that is how we feel. So, Pettis, I want to thank you for calling in. You have a good evening, sir. Thank you for taking time.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. You guys are so so big time now. Y'all forget about the little old me.
Oh boy, here we go.
We're acting brand new now because of your company. So we're gonna get off.
Hold on. Before you go, I gotta put you on the spot, Rob. Who gonna win the finals?
What happened?
Oh man.
Who gonna win the final?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can I plead the fifth?
Nah.
The Warriors. Obviously.
What game? What game? No, games. Okay. 5. Shoot.
Game 5. I'll give Drake and Kawhi one game.
I got you.
You're rude, man. I'm gonna get at you. Have a good evening, man.
All right, y'all.
I said Drake and Kawhi, not Kawhi, the Raptors, but Drake and Kawhi.
Disrespect.
Sure, why not? Let's go there. All right, so, that was the first part of tonight's show. We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, got some Mystics. Going to get to this whole NBA Finals. I'm looking forward to seeing Octavia picks for the Finals. Cardell, want to look forward to your pick too. I'm probably going to be the same place I have been for quite a while. And I can't wait to tell you guys what stood out to me this weekend in the WNBA. Because it was a good opening weekend.
Yeah.
And, man, some people just know what they're doing. And it's fun to... It's just crazy how some people doubt people that have been successful for quite a while in terms of putting things together, identifying talent, and whatnot. But we'll get all into that in just a bit. You're watching the Focus TV. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Focus TV. As promised, Washington Mystics segment is here. The season was officially underway last weekend. That was literally opening season. Their game to open the year was on the road against a formidable opponent, someone they will see several times this year, possibly further down the road too. Got to keep in mind the WNBA conferences, they matter, but top 8 teams make the playoffs, and that's what matters in all this. So, both the Mystics, for the Mystics, their whole mantra was running back. That being said, not all hands were on deck to start the year. No excuses, as with the Sun, they lost a pretty big piece. But one of the things with them, and I can't wait till you guys see the preview we have coming in the next issue of Find the Mag, where we'll go into great depth in terms of why we feel, why the Sun should be how it's kind of addition by subtraction, even though you lost a really good player, because of what's there. Like, it was embarrassment of riches from a talent standpoint in the front court in Connecticut. That said, Connecticut took the first of 3 matchups with the Mystics over the weekend, 84-69. It was a close game for a half. The Sun used a 13-2 run in the third quarter to really open things up. And from that point, they didn't really look back. Alyssa Thomas led the way with 23 points. She scored 15 of them in the first half, kind of just to keep Connecticut steady. Because they were kind of taking turns. Both teams are good offensive teams. They were kind of taking turns going on runs. But, the Sun, defensively, they were able to get enough stops and get out of transition. And that's the other thing. They like to run in the past years. Now, with their current state of bigs, they push the tempo even more so. Jonquel Jones finished with 10 points, 14 rebounds. It was a solid performance from the Sun for the Mystics. In the second half, things got away from them. And again, obviously it's both a long season, but it's also not the NBA season. The WNBA season is more of a sprint. So yes, big picture, yes, it's just one game. At the same time, that makes what's coming up this week a little bit more important, because you can't start the year. You don't want to start the year by stacking losses. That's what you can't afford to do, especially if you're a team that aims to be, where you were last year, trying to indeed run it back. But your thoughts this weekend in the loss of the Sun?
I just feel like they got beat up inside. The physicality to start the season wasn't there. They talked about it all season. I didn't see, that energy that they were talking about during training camp, especially once Christie went down. You gotta understand, you the last 2 teams, so everybody gonna hit you hard, especially in the East. They're gonna try to hit you hard, knock you off that clip, because they want to be where you at. They want to be playing in the finals, and I didn't really see that. Alyssa Thomas, Jonquel Jones, they dominated the Mystics front court. They combined for 33 points, 22 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 blocks on 14 of 23 shooting. If you allow that from your front court, when whoever you're playing against, it's gonna be hard to win. Smith Sanders, and in comparison, they combined for 16 points, 15 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 blocks. That's just not gonna get it done. Especially Sanders, she definitely has to play more physical and step it up. I just felt like it was close when Christy was playing. I feel like when she went down, the Suns just shrunk the floor, and the fact that no one else was hitting shots, it made it easier. No one could step up and hit shots from the outside. All right, then we just gonna focus on Emma, who had a pretty efficient game, and then it was just easy. They pulled away in the third quarter. They outscored Mystics 23-12 once Tolliver went down, and that was it. You see where they missed Deladon, but you can't put it all on Deladon either. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, y'all have championship experience. Players should be able to step up, come in, make an impact. If you can't get it going offensively, then make sure they don't get it going offensively. Keep at least keep yourselves in the game. So when your offense do click, you can come back. If you took Christy and Emma's production away, the Mystics shot 16 for 49 from the field. It's just, it's not gonna get it done, man. So, but first game it's not a reason to trip. They come back, they have a home game coming up on Saturday, so we'll see how they rebound. I know last year they had a strong home record.
Yeah.
But to be considered, as a team that can not only get back to the finals but take that next step, you gotta win on the road. So it's a long season ahead, so we ain't gonna trip too much. But that's what I saw from the game.
Yeah, and speaking of the lack of physicality, one thing I did like, Mike Shines allocated the game, had no issue being physical in that regard. Like you said, in essence, they took a punch to start the year. Now, like you said, we get to see on Saturday, can they land one? Because what you don't want is to lose back-to-back to teams on your side.
That you won't have to deal with down the line.
Later. Regardless if you're wounded or not, like you said, it's a big opportunity for others to step up. Again, you want to have that championship pedigree, as you mentioned. These are the ways where, in numbers, as a group, there's enough depth there. We'll see who steps up. One of the things that jumped out to me over the weekend, just from a couple other games, the Aces. They did not have Liz Kirvaz, where everybody's excited about her being there. Obviously, the Sparks were without Candace Parker. 2 huge pieces. That being said, Nneka Ogwumike led the Sparks with 17 and 11. Maria Godiva added 24. Big performance by the second-year player. But Vegas was led by Kayla McBride and Asia Wilson. Kayla McBride had 20.7 rebounds, 21 and 11 for Asia. Derica Hamby, huge night off the bench, 12 points, 14 rebounds. And why I wanted to bring her up was, again, Cambridge was out. So you factor in Cambridge down the line. I'm not saying Hamby could do this each and every night, but the fact that you're that deep up front, it's going to wear on teams. The other thing that I liked was, they made some trades because at one point they kind of had a cluster of guards, right? So they had to move, someone had to be the odd woman out. Mariah's no longer there in that trade to get Liz. Kelsey and Kayla McBride, Kelsey Plum, Kayla McBride last year at times, they were trying to figure each other out, how to play with each other, how to coexist. It was fun watching them kind of at times. Looked like they were in dance. They were in sync with each other, and that was a big step for them as well. But what I was most impressed by was their defense. Bill Lambier had to be proud. They strapped. They were physical. Jackie Young fit right in with that group. Having Jackie Young, Tamara Young on the perimeter, and then the other game, again, just things that stood out. The Lynx beat the Sky 89-71. Obviously, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but what did stand out? Their 2 draft picks. Fiza Collier, Jessica Shepard, winners in their own right for coming from good programs. Shepard won a couple of times at Notre Dame. 16 and 10 for Sylvia Fowles. That's no big deal there. Obviously, we know what Sylvia is. But 27.6 rebounds, 2 steals, 3 blocks for Fees, 3 points, 13 rebounds, and 6 assists for Shepard. I just wanted to highlight them because as rookies to fit in for a team, we obviously know they're without Maya for the year. Simone did not play. To fit in that regard and just contribute to that winning culture, just wanted to acknowledge them and tip the cap.
Oh, I'm definitely going to start with Tina Charles.
Okay.
I know they lost at the buzzer. McCowan, got the putback, which was, a memorable start for her as a rookie. But she's in another gear. You could tell the injuries kind of caught up with her throughout that last year. She was still fighting and all that. But I mean, to start the year off 32 and 12. I had to watch. She was just eating them alive. She just put the team on her back, and if she gonna play at that pace all year, Liberty gonna be tough. And she gonna get MVP consideration because, I mean, she could deal with that front line, especially with that size and all the athleticism on the perimeter, digging down and stuff like that, and still go off for 32 and 12. I mean, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be real ugly. DeWanna Bonner.
Yeah.
30. Yeah. 31. They don't understand how talented she is. Up close and personal last year, she took that leap. And, once again, they lost to Seattle Storm, the obviously championship DNA. When not having Diana Taurasi, she stepped up, obviously Griner draw so much attention. The way she stepped up and got it done. And, I definitely got, you spoke on it, rookie, Fees, Collier. Just coming in as a rookie, doing it every which way possible. I think they said the last rookie to put up a performance like that was Candace Parker, with 08. And, we've talked during the college season. I said I always felt like she was the better player, even though Katie Lou Samuelson was featured more. So I felt like her game would translate better to the pro game. And you see it's nothing. Even during the draft, I hit you. I said no one can replace Maya Moore, but in this draft, she's about the closest thing you're gonna get, and it's a hell of a start. They beat the hell out of Chicago Sky, dang near dubbed them, and I can only see it, continuing from here because now her confidence like I'm good. She can score from all three levels. She can defend. She's physical. She's strong, athletic. She can do it all. So. She really has no holes in the game.
I just wanted to piggyback off that because we talk, especially considering that we have the Pro Series now, both on the men's and women's side, that just because you're not featured at school doesn't mean that you don't matter. Just that you're not the most important player. You can be featured. Sometimes the person needs to be featured is because they need that, you don't. At times, like they can count on you doing that without you being the focal point.
Or their games are tailor-made for whatever system that coach is running. I can go back in the day on the men's side, Christian Leitner was clearly the star, but we all knew Grant Hill was the better pro. He was just the most talented guy on the team, but he fell back. But even Christian Leitner saw it, because as they went along, he was just like, yo, be more aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Like, you good enough to do that. North Carolina, Anton Jameson was the guy, but clearly you see Vince Carter. Not saying Anton Jameson ain't have a good pro career, but Vince Carter was it. You could just see it with the athleticism and everything. So once he put it all together, and you saw what happened when he got to the pros. And obviously he's still playing, from being productive and stuff, winning games. Lord knows we know. So it is what it is. Just because you start in college don't mean your game translates to the pros. Just because you didn't start in college don't mean your game won't translate to the pros. It's different factors that translate to each level where you can be a factor.
Yeah, man, and that was just the opening weekend. I can't wait, and like I told you when we came in, it still feels weird, seeing it on CBS Sports, which I look forward to the fact that midway through the season it'll be a regular occurrence. Be used to it. So like before you have to search to go find it. So I'm happy.
It's a lot of weird stuff going on. We getting prompt emails and news, and I'm like, I'm kind of getting scared out here. I'm getting nervous, like something going on.
We're going to take a quick break, but, actually, no, before we take a break, we're going to talk about NBA Finals.
Yeah.
So first, we're going to start with, the step before the Finals. Mm-hmm. We know that the Warriors got their stuff over with early, so we're going to talk about that stuff.
Yeah, they've been chilling.
Yeah, they've been chilling. 9 days off. But for the Raptors, we the North and whatnot, I want to ask you guys what you thought about, who in the finals now.
Yeah, I will say that I was impressed of how they came back. Everybody was very interested in the series, of course, but just the way the Bucks came out, it just looked like there was no shot for Toronto. But for them to get it together as they did, that's what I'm saying. It was great, like for them to win 4 straight, to go to the finals for their very first ever appearance in the finals. What I liked most, because I felt like this was the one thing that was really holding them back, was their bench. Their bench was playing horrible in the first 2 games, and even the previous series they've been having some issues. But the bench finally came on, and I think that's really what helped them to know that Kawhi could get some rest, some other people could get some rest. Nolan Powell, Van Vliet, Kyle Lowry even stepped up in Game 4. Game 4, their bench finally came together. Siakam was having a bit of foul problems throughout the last 2 games. And Ibaka came on, he kind of came back into the fold. So you could see that they finally put together a full team game. And Van Vliet, it was funny, they kept saying that he started playing better as soon as his son was born. So maybe that helped him. Who knows? But I think it was just an all great team win for them. Because Kawhi was playing well. He wasn't as efficient as he has been, but he did what he had to do. And you could see he was clearly hurt in the last 2 games. And just for him to push through and play, even while he's hurt, and for his teammates to actually have his back and, do what they need to do so much isn't put on Kawhi. I think it was a great win. I'm excited to see them in the finals. I don't think they'll win, but I'm just excited that they got there and they pulled it together. So I think it was a good series. The Bucks, they just kind of fell apart. I don't know what happened. Giannis was horrible from the line, and good teams recognized that. So they recognized that he wasn't hitting a lot of his free throws. So instead of giving him a lot of easy layups, easy dunks, things like that, they found him and made him go to the line and prove it. And that's why you go back and say it's always the little things that count. You could be as dominant as you want to, but if you can't make free throws and the team see that, they're going to exploit that. And that's what they did. That's what a good team should do. So I think it was a great team win for them to kind of pull it together and head to the finals.
I just feel like the Raptors stars outplayed the Bucks stars. And even last show, I emphasized the bench. Usually whatever bench performs better, the team won. And the last 4 games, the Raptors bench, when Norman Powell woke up in games 3 and 4, then Van Vliet joined them, and the rest is history. It was a wrap. And I say that because if you compare the matchups based on accolades and kind of where they stand in the league, Kawhi outplayed Giannis. Kawhi averaged 29, 9 and 4, 2 steals, on 44% shooting from the field, 34 from 3, 88 from the line. Giannis only averaged 22, 13, 5, 2.7 blocks, 4.1 turnovers.
I was going to say a lot of turnovers.
44% from the field, 33% from 3, and 58% from the free throw line. And, Kawhi wasn't that efficient, but when you hit free throws, you can close. And he hit a lot of shots when he needed to hit the shots to close the game. Giannis got a lot of his damage early, but faded. And that's because they did what they did against the Mystics. They shrunk the floor. And because other guys on his team, who I'm going to talk on a little bit, weren't stepping up and hitting shots, it made it easier to guard him. And I was seeing people saying he was scared. He's not scared to take shots. He's just not comfortable. It's a difference. Scared, you could be comfortable taking a shot. You just nervous, like, I don't want it. That's a totally different thing. He's just not comfortable. And this ain't new. He hasn't done it all season. That's something he has to get in it. And I'm not saying become a 3-point shooter. Just get the mid-range. Because one thing that will always stick out to me, he got an offensive rebound, and he like 8 feet from the basket, and he could have went up easily, either shot a jump hook or took a dribble, tried to dunk it. He passed it right back out to the 3-point range. And I'm just like, yeah, he he's not comfortable. He's not comfortable. Then the air ball and the free throws, missing key free throws. They had every chance to kind of take this to 7, possibly win the series, and little things. It's just, all throughout the playoffs, we saw little things are the difference. Even on the west side with the Warriors and Rockets, Warriors and Portland, just little things, and they catch up to you. And that's why, I love that Bob Myers video that came out when he talked about.
He's preaching.
Yeah, he was preaching hard when he was talking about the playoffs or the real season. That's when you really evaluate players, because everything's maximum. Coaching's maximum, the scouting, everybody's playing 100% maximum hard, all that. When the regular season, you tired and all that, everybody's on that, and guys get exposed. Kyle Lowry had the best series I've seen him since he started. He averaged 19, 5 and 5 on 50% shooting from the field, 46% shooting from 3, 84% shooting from the line. Chris Middleton averaged 13, 6 and 4 on 41% shooting from the field, 37% shooting from 3, 76% shooting from the line. That wasn't gonna get it done. He's an all-star now, so it's a different level of expectation. To me, they getting on Giannis, and deservedly so. He messed up, but where was the guys to pick him up? Mm-hmm. Sometimes when the star players get, you saw when Kawhi got in trouble, Kyle Lowry was there. Shaq gonna get some plays, Ibaka dunking on people. Nobody can help Giannis. So, it ain't just him. Shock him. He averaged 14, 6 and 2, 40% from the field, 25% from 3, 66 from the line. not his best series, but his defense and, you know, all over the place on Giannis, going back and all that was huge. But Eric Bledsoe, man, he averaged 10, 4 and 4 for the series on 29% shooting from the field, 17% shooting from three, 76% shooting from the free throw line. It's hard to win with that low level of efficiency from your starting point guard, who people were saying should have got all-star consideration. You know what I'm saying? He just got the bag, too. Like, and no one's talking about him. They all jumping on Giannis.
And not being interject too much, but you brought up what they shrunk the floor, right?
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you could leave them a little bit to dig down, and you didn't have to worry about getting back out, because again, not to knock him, but that's not a knockdown shooter.
Nope, and they sat there and let him shoot too.
So you're able to. If I got to make a choice between an iffy shooter and staying down to make sure Giannis doesn't do Giannis things,
I'm gonna stay down.
I'm gonna spend an extra second or two digging down.
And that's why I said jumping on Giannis is not it, because if they were hitting shots, then he can get to do what he need to do. Like, one thing I was saying is, yo, take the ball out of Giannis' hands, you know, at the top of the key, have him move around to the post. They already clouding the lane, so there's nowhere to post up. Like, they can't even get it to him. He gonna have full and that's because they couldn't hit open shots as the pressure went along in the series and stuff. You know that, and then honestly, you gotta just say, keep it real. Budenholzer got our coach by nigga Nurse. Like I said, you could have took Giannis off the ball. He could have had quick jump hooks, quick flashes in the high post, low post. Just do stuff different, but you know, it is what it is. You know, as Shaq said, none of the others stepped up, and you got to credit the Raptors defense for adjusting after those first two losses and forcing Giannis to have to beat them from the outside, where it's something he's not comfortable at and he needs to prove at, and daring the other guys beat us.
Yeah.
And they didn't get close to beating them. One other thing, I don't want to hear this Giannis is overrated crap, you know, don't deserve MVP. People are just so emotional, jumping on and off different players as they lose and stuff like that. They lost to a better team. Kawhi is not, it ain't like this dude just came out of nowhere. He's a finals MVP.
You had to play a 3-2 zone to deal with somebody, all right? Come on, man.
But, I mean, Giannis he just got to improve. And my thing is, like what I say, he averaged 22, 13, 5, nearly 3 blocks. And y'all saying he's overrated and this was a bad series for him. So what's going to happen when it's a good series?
Or even just the fact that you add a midi to where he's comfortable enough, that's at least, that's easy, over 30 points in that series. Because he was given the midi routinely, as you said.
And the free throws he missed.
When he gets when that part gets added, then what?
I mean, it's gonna be ugly. So Giannis don't even look. Just get the mid range and be able to shoot over both shoulders on both sides of the block and the post, and it's a wrap.
Especially that height, no one can bother you. All right, so quickly, we gotta talk about the finals. Dubs, Raps, Octavia, Cardell, your thoughts? I'll chime in before we go to break.
I mean, like I said a couple shows ago, like I'm not giving it to nobody until somebody take it from Golden State, and I don't see it happening this year. I hate to agree with said person, but I'm thinking 5-2. Like,
okay.
I see Toronto getting one, but if Golden State is on like they've been on, bench play, you know, Steph, Clay, Draymond playing out of his mind like he's been. Think about it, Iggy was injured, you know, he's had 9 days off the rest. KD is already ruled out for game 1, but he did make the trip. That should say something, because I feel like if they don't even think he has a possibility of playing in game 2, why would they bring him? So it's going to take a lot for them, you know, to kind of really do it, because I don't think they have the player personnel to match up well with Golden State outside of Kawhi. But yeah, I'm thinking 5 games. Go ahead and send the trophy back to Oakland or wherever they going next year, San Francisco, somewhere. They moving, right?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tougher series than what most people think. I still have the Warriors winning, especially with Boogie coming back, and then guys will eventually KD come back, because I would love to see him and Kawhi rumble. But I think when you overcome like certain obstacles like the Raptors have and everything, it boosts your confidence and it makes you more sure of yourself. And there's nothing more dangerous than a sure team, you know, sure of themselves, even though the odds are against them. And I'm reading their comments, and I like to pay attention to players' comments, because they tell you where their mental is at. And they not buying into all that, you know, like even Shaq on, Steve Kerr said, you remind him of Draymond Green. He like, I'm trying to be the best shock am I gonna be? I'm not even on that. Or they asking him, Van Vliet about Steph Curry, like, dog, how many questions y'all want me to ask about how great this dude is? I already answered them all, like, they here to win, and they not here to just, lay down, and I respect that. So, but like I said, that team is dangerous, but they are wounded without KD, because right now they don't have anybody to match up against their dog, and that's Kawhi. And Draymond, like I said in the last series, he had a field day. Not saying he ain't been hooping before, but he had a field day because they didn't have any bigs to really mess with him. But now he got bigs to deal with. He got to deal with Shockman. He got to deal with Gasol. Who's a load down there. So it's not going to be as easy for him to do what he's doing. And Gasol has came alive in the last series. It's not going to be easy for him. Now, Kawhi's going to have to deal with Iggy and Sean Livingston, guys like that. But they also have to deal with him. So he could take them out of the series, or you never know what they might do. They might put him on Steph. They might put him on Clay, just to try to neutralize one of them. And if you can neutralize one of them, it is what it is. What if Kyle Lowry plays the way he's been playing? Now, years past, Steph has had his way with him. It hasn't really been close, but the way I'm seeing, Kyle Lowry throw his body around defensively, drawing charges, leading in that aspect, you got to look at that, So I think Boogie's honestly the key. Because if he can come back and do Boogie things, do Cousins things, the double's going to come. He's going to fall out there front of y'all, and then they got to go small, and that obviously favors the Warriors. So, it's going to be close to what they think, but obviously I'm rolling with the Warriors right now.
I'm with you, and I'm glad you brought up Boogie because I've just been reading a whole bunch of nonsense that the Raptors, in essence, if Boogie's healthy to play, they can play him off the floor, which is funny, but...
Play who said that? Like, run him off the floor?
I'm just telling you what's been said.
Who are these people?
Take it with a grain of salt.
Everybody tune in to and watch, right? So, all right, like you said, you brought up Boogie. I think that's going to be huge because unlike Joel, like Boogie can't step out. Boogie likes being down. Mm-hmm. Where big
bully ball.
Bully ball. It's bully ball. Like
and
Boogie
he can hit free throws.
Yeah.
And skill from a passing standpoint, you don't want to just double him to double.
And you don't want to put the Warriors in the penalty.
Yeah.
Because they are excellent free throw shooters.
And the other thing that's going to be fun is just going to be this chess game defensively.
And that's what it is.
Because this is, and shout out to Nick Nurse for winning that coaching matchup last round. This will be fun because, yes, you have a Kawhi, you have Pascal. I'm interested to see, and obviously Golden State has to deal with their bigs on the glass. I worry about the pace with Golden State for Toronto's bigs. Like, when you play Milwaukee, Giannis will push it. And obviously Bled might push at times, but no disrespect to Bled, that's not the same as Golden State pushing when they get it, especially if Drake's pushing. I'm just looking forward to that because something got to give between the size of that front line with Toronto and the pace Golden State plays with, so that's going to be fun. Then the other thing is just the others,
Whose other shows up, yeah.
Which other's gonna win that battle? And like you said, it's literally the world of the small things right now. What I do like about the Raptors being there and their approach, I think they're gonna have the Warriors full attention. So I think we're gonna have a really, really, really good series.
I don't apart. I'm not sure if they got that advantage with that because Jacqueline can run with the Draymond, and Gasol will run, but he's just running basket to basket with like Bogut and Boogie not gonna be trying to push. And then people forgetting that they still had Serge Ibaka coming off the bench. You know what I'm saying?
He'll run.
Really. And then will Danny Green wake up? He was dumb quiet in the last series, so he's due. And if he's hitting threes, that's another added factor. That's what I'm like. And Van Vliet is woken up. Powell's woken up. It ain't gonna be what people think. They just going with the hype. So that's why I'm saying That's why I say had that same energy. People saying the Warriors are better without KD. Had that same energy because it could get iffy real quick. And especially, I think the Raptors have home court.
They do.
So
I was gonna say that too. That's another factor.
That's another factor, man. And here's some stats for people to keep an eye on. I know Golden State lead all playoff teams in scoring at 117 a game, but the Raptors are second in points allowed only 99 a game. Golden State leads all playoff teams in three-point shooting percentage at 37%. The Raptors are third in defending the three, holding opponents to 31%. So
it's good
they're tailor-made. Exactly. They're tailor-made. Their strengths, the Raptors take away.
Yeah.
So we about to see.
And like you said, the biggest thing with KD not being there, that's KD's on the court. That's full-time Kawhi's occupying Kawhi's
Exactly.
spot. You know what I'm saying?
And tiring out because he has to
Yep.
work and stuff like that. And somebody you have to deal with where if things get tight, you can throw the ball to him, move out the way, he can get you a bucket, and you can possibly get Kawhi off, screen and roll, and that may create mismatches, but you don't have that right now. So
Yeah, especially with them having to play, later into the series than the Warriors did. And whatever this mystery injury is that Kawhi was facing that nobody really knows if it was an injury or not. But, yeah, that's a great point.
And then lastly, just for, again, going back to some of you wonderful people who talk all year about the unimportance or wonder why Draymond or Iguodala don't matter during the regular season because you people are so brilliant. This time of year is why it matters. They pay Iggy $60 million for the playoffs. That's essentially what it's for. Get your body through the 82. This is where it matters. In a series like this, Kev out, you're going to need every bit that Iggy has, especially defensively because Kawhi is a very crafty scorer.
Oh,
He
yeah.
can score in bunches. It's imperative you stay down. It's going to be a fun series, man. It's definitely be fun, but I'm with you guys. Until somebody takes that from them, because
Yeah, I can't disrespect them like that.
Again, you got to take it, and that's the toughest part about dealing with this. Any great team, you have to take it from them.
and they're motivated to piss. Clay with the All NBA. They piss him off. You're not better with KD. You better without KD. It's just
Side guaranteeing it.
no one's talking about Boogie and all. It's just like Masai guaranteeing the joint. Like okay, like y'all doing way too much talking. So
I was cool with Masai. I was all happy. He did that. I text you. I was like,
yeah, I was like,
Got a little too happy.
And them, man. Draymond hit the chain, the team text. Y'all hear this? All right, bet. This about. You already know.
they hit everybody photo at the same time.
Yeah.
You heard what they said?
You probably did a group FaceTime. Everybody in the FaceTime. Hey, bro.
They think it's sweet, man. All right, bet.
And that's the other thing, is just the talking. And, oh, yeah. Also, please, I hope we don't hear this all finals, but I know we're going to. The different versions of the Warriors, just stop it. They're all good. Leave them alone. Stop it. Their current state we've watched them evolve. So don't go backwards and talk about all this other stuff. What matters is who they are now. They are a team. Stop separating them. And let's enjoy the finals. But we're going to take a quick break. Before we can do so, we got to go ahead and check what Jamal Hayward has for us this week. The 9450 breakdown. This week, Jamal is showing you how to reject the screen. This is important. Stay with the team of defense and little things. Again, the breakdown of rejecting the screen. We'll see you guys on the other side of the break. A little bit DC United. Maybe some rapid fire. We'll see what we have time for.
You reject, okay? You either want to go behind or between. So I'm here, person guarding me. He wants to cheat over, so I'm watching how he plays it. So I'm here, step, then go between, okay? So shift, get that left foot out. This is where you're rejecting the screen. Here, boom, then push up. Again, never go here and then cross. That's right in front of the defender. So now, we going between. You never want to cross when you reject, okay? You either want to go behind or between. So I'm here, person guarding me. He wants to cheat over, so I'm watching how he plays it. So I'm here, step, then go between, okay? So shift, get that left foot out. This is where you're rejecting the screen. Here, boom, then push up. Again, never go here and then cross. That's right in front of the defender. So now,
Welcome back. Again, thanks to Jamal Hayward each and every week. Man, is he at 50 yet of these breakdowns?
Close.
Closing in, right? Man.
Close.
All right, so DC United, last week they lost the friendly to Real Pettis. Again, just to share this, the normal starting 11 did not play for DC United in this match because it was a midweek game and they're trying to take care of business on the MLS side of things. They had a game that Saturday up in New England. Again, the visiting Real Betis won 5-2. Junior Moreno returned to the lineup for the first time since May 12th. Quincy Amarikwa scored his first goal for DC United in the 69th minute. And the youngster Griffin Yao scored his first goal for DC United in the 47th minute of the match. Again, a couple days later, they were up in New England. They were able to leave with a draw courtesy of a very, very late Wayne Rooney penalty kick. It was a mostly uneventful first half, but the Revs goalkeeper, Matt Turner, was shown a straight red card after pretty much taking out Rooney on a very nice ball over the top. It was a good tackle in American football. It was very fun. But that happened in the 56th minute. DC United, from that point, the goalie was ejected, so they had a sub, but also New England lost a man on the field, so they're playing one man down. Despite that, Juan Agudelo put New England ahead in the 61st minute with a header, but a burn bomb shot in the 90th minute hit the hand of Brandon By of New England, and DC was awarded the penalty kick via video review. Everyone's favorite. So what's important is that they were able to get a point out of that match on the road. I told you guys last week that they've been neck and neck with Philadelphia. They're literally taking turns going, a game ahead of each other for first in the East. But they host, DC United hosts Chicago Fire at home tomorrow night. Then they host San Jose again. San Jose on Saturday. So that's 2 big games this week at home. Got a chance to pick up 6 points and kind of extend that lead for the moment. But as of right now, today, they are first in the Eastern Conference. So it's not a bad thing for them in the very least bit. So we still got some time. Cardell?
I'm just gonna throw one question out there, man. We can just live all day.
I already know what we're doing. I think.
If you were a free agent, would you look at the Lakers with all the drama that's going on?
HEW Hockey 6, no. Absolutely not. Like, why? There are so many other places that I would want to go. Like, a lot of people just want to go to the Lakers for location and media and marketing and stuff that they can plan after the NBA or whatever. To do that stuff on off season, all of y'all have enough money to have a second home in LA if that's what you want. That's great. But when it comes down to a business decision and my playing abilities and who I'm playing with, and not even just who I'm playing with, but who is in charge of the franchise that I'm a part of, absolutely not. It's too much dysfunction. It's a lot going on, and I don't want those problems. I don't want to be anywhere near it. Give me somewhere where it is stable. People know how to do things correctly. There's no backstabbing. These are grown, this is grown people that are running an industry, a franchise, and they're being backstabbed. That sounds so juvenile. Are we in middle school? So absolutely not. I would pass. LeBron can stay over there all by himself. Have fun.
Nah, I mean, just looking at this 1 year in LA, right?
Yeah.
In the article you sent me today, shout out to I forget the writer's name.
Baxter Holmes.
Thank you, Baxter Holmes, for the reporting that he did. And, look, we already have, we've said many times, been called haters for why I think as a show, we've been pretty steadfast on why we don't really go with the reports of free agent X joining the Lakers, free agent B joining the Lakers.
Yeah, because now Kawhi's
like
going.
Yeah, and again, Kawhi, who's on his way to the finals, is going to leave that to go somewhere where they didn't make the playoffs. There's a bunch of young talent. The young talent's looking over their shoulders. No one knows who's in charge. Someone's just a straight up liar. like to throw Heath Ledger in the middle of, that's a whole, and someone was, they were just kind of describing storytelling. Nah, that's wild, man. That's a whole, again, just off that alone, and then someone had video of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As soon as the video popped up,
The Rock was I think he passed, but go ahead.
I was there, but no, seriously? How can you go into, why would you go to this? When you don't have to, free agency, free will, it's your choice. Why?
I don't want no parts of it.
What do you have to gain by this? The kids that are there, it's not a bad situation. That's a young group of talented youngsters, right? It's a really good group. There's no reason for that to end the way that it did, or for it to be in that current state that it is. From the leadership, or the leadership outside, whoever's really running that whole thing. No, it doesn't make any sense.
Who do y'all feel is most responsible? Is it Genie? Is it Pelinka? Is it Magic? Is it Clutch Sports? Is it the young players for not just manning up, understand it's the business? Who do y'all look at most? Or do y'all think everybody shares blame?
Nah, for me, I gotta go to the very top, right?
Jeannie?
Yeah, I gotta go to the top because I feel like she's kind of being left out of all this while everyone's focused on all the other all the other players in this. You're at the top of the organization. Like, you can kill all of this right now. Everybody can go. Like, it just doesn't matter. But look at where you are right now. You're either gonna stay there or, you can't get much lower than what it is right now. So change it. Like, you made some bad decisions. Cool, people in business do that. Smart people learn, and you fix it. You don't have to stay in this place. You didn't have to tie yourself to these group of people to begin with. And as you saw it getting so toxic, you have the power to change all of this.
Right.
And that's my biggest thing is, you're the only one with the power to essentially
shut all of it down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree. I definitely think it comes from the head down. Because they only can move how she moves. So she has to be in charge of everything. And like you said, if she wanted to shut things down, she could. And to me, it's just so crazy of how all of this turmoil has happened in the span of one season. Like last year we were talking about LeVar and all of his antics with Ball going there. That was what their biggest issue was somebody's father. And it's like in this course of one NBA season with one person coming over and doing whatever.
One person brings a lot. Let me be quiet before I'm labeled a hater.
But I'm saying though, that you can't. I don't understand how people can even still say it as being a hater because like there is proven facts. Like you see the dynamic changing of these places that he goes, and to me it's crazy that all of this transpired in one NBA season. You hired a president or whatever Magic was, and he didn't even make it through this whole season. Like it's crazy.
And to piggyback off that, like that happened in one season, to me it was just kind of like the ultimate, what else do you need proof that something's wrong with this, like
the dynamic, yeah.
Part of that doesn't change, like that variable's been constant, despite the other things that change around it. Yet everywhere this group goes, something happens. It's not always the same. But this was 1 year. This didn't even take 3 years.
Luke was part like
we
God
had,
dang it.
alleged reports of people trying to get rid of coaches who won championships.
All I'm gonna say is, I'm going back to that KD article with him and Kawhi. Trevor Ariza spoke on said player in their group, and everybody called KD sensitive. He was hating. He was jealous of said player, and it's even worse than what most people knew. And people gotta understand, all these people under, we joke about under said players group payroll to protect their little sources and their jobs or whatnot. Players talk, just like owners talk, people talk, and it's a consensus around the league. Why you think no one's eager to jump ship now? Who knows? Maybe this summer they get somebody. I don't know. But if you saying, why the hell? Why?
I just don't see the positive in it.
I don't either.
Because if you're a player of that ilk, right? In 2019, your market is going to be your marketing. Right? It's not the 80s. It's not
And
the 90s.
you're going to a team that didn't even make the plaplayoffs. Wow.
It's just you don't have to deal with it.
And let's be for real. It's only like a handful of those, like when they go from team to team,
Yeah.
the entire league feels it.
Yeah.
If you on that second tier, you just an all-star type guy, you're still bait. You know what I'm saying? If one of those 5 players becomes available, you're still. So why put yourself in that position? It's just real. Because now look at all the dysfunction. They need something to give them a joke right away and all that to come up out of it. They're looking for anything, any lifeline. And if you happen to be in the midst of that lifeline, so be it. Bye. They're gonna cut your cord and you gonna fall in the ocean. It's just. Man, toxic, man. That joint beyond toxic. After this report came out, I was just
like I told you, I had to read it like 3 or 4 times to make sure that I was comprehending what my eyes were seeing off the page. I was like, it's a year. Like, it's not even a full calendar year. How
Nope.
do you do all of this in 1 year? And then to the levels that it was like.
and not even just the players.
No.
Esteemed coaches was like, nah, I go over here to Phoenix. I'm good. Booker, Ayton, what up, baby? Let's go ahead and get this going.
We'll take the slow grind. I don't want any part of that.
Yeah.
Ty Lue, like, I need that security. Oh, for word, just 3 years, I'm good. I'd rather not even coach.
Yeah, because he going to get 5 games in. Like, I don't know.
Like, I gotta stop because I'm about to say something else. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. As always, get over to finestmag.com, mymotorsports.com, and stay with us here at the Focus TV each and every week. Again, Studio 202, DCTV. We'll see you guys next week, same time, same place.